Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price, you want the lowest price. And with our lowest price guarantee, you can count on us for competitive prices on all your home improvement projects. If you find a qualifying lower price somewhere else on the same item, we'll match it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Price match applies the same item. Current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at lowes.com/lowest price guarantee.
Hey, Jada XD Universe. Life doesn't happen bi-weekly, so why should payday? The money you earn can be in your hands today with Earnin. Earnin is an app that gives you access to your pay as you work, up to $100 per day or up to $750 per pay period. Just download the Earnin app and verify your paycheck, then access up to $100 a day as you work or leave an optional tip. Any money you access plus tips are automatically repaid from your next paycheck. Just think about it. You got to get, rent is due. Like you see the date on the calendar, right? Exactly. And you may not have it. You might be up like $100 short, but that's where Earnin comes in. You put in your information and you can access up to $100 that you need to pay your rent, because what we stand housing instability, because that's what people think about when they think about Earnin. All 3.5 million customers, they say things like, when I think about Earnin, I think about financial stability, security, and it gives me a lot of peace of mind. So download Earnin today, spelled EARNIN, in the Google Play or Apple App Store. When you download the Earnin app, type in JadeXD under podcast. When you sign up, it'll really help the show. JadeXD under podcast. Subject to your available earnings, location, daily max, and pay period. Max, see earnin.com/TOS for details. Earnin is a financial technology company, not a bank. Bank products are issued by Evolve Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Hey kids, shake it loose together. Spotlight's hitting something that's been known to change the weather. We'll kill the fatty cough tonight, so stick around. You're gonna hear electric music, solid walls of sound.
Say, Candy and Ronnie, have you seen them yet?
Ooh,
but they're so spaced out. Benny and the Jets. Ooh, but they're weird and they're wonderful. Oh, Benny, she's really keen. She's got electric boots, a mohair suit. You know I read it in a magazine. Ooh, Benny and the Jets.
you know I read a magazine. Benny and the Jets.
Whoa, ha, 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 ha. Whoa, ha, 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 ha. Whoa, ha.
Hey kids, plug into the faithless. Maybe they're blinded, but Benny makes them ageless. We shall survive. Let us take ourselves along.
Yeah.
Where we fight our parents out in the streets to find who's right and who's a wrong. Whoa ha, oh whoa ha, oh whoa ha 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 ha. Whoa ha ha ha, whoa ha. Whoa ha ha, whoa ha, whoa ha 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 ha. Whoa ha ha, oh ha ha ha. Whoa ha, whoa ha, whoa ha ha. Whoa ha, whoa ha ha ha. Whoa ha ha, whoa ha, whoa ha, whoa ha, whoa ha, whoa ha.
Whoa, ha, 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 whoa, ha, ha.
Whoa ha, whoa ha.
Songs about drugs.
And
it's about drugs.
Psilocybin.
Heroin. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of The Blackest Show About Nothing. It's Jaden XD.
Making people uncomfortable on your Zoom calls.
Yeah.
I don't know how long.
Yeah. Happy 420 week, you know?
Happy 420 week. Yes. I'm not here right now. Boogly boogly boo.
Yeah. Technically, neither am I, but it's fine.
Oh yeah, you're not either.
Yeah.
You're going to the middle place.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. To snort
I am.
cocaine with Mindy St. Clair and drink warm beer.
Whoa. Yeah. Well,
That's what happens
my
in the
mother.
middle place.
Oh, that's true. You know what's funny? I was catching up on Basketball Wives via YouTube, just to, sometimes you have to keep yourselves humble.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know how all the girls go on like trips and stuff? Nigga, why they went to Sacramento on a girls' trip?
Why would they do that?
Well, because Doug Christie is an assistant coach for the Sacramento Kings. But it was just so like, we used to go to, girl, we going to Islam, and then now we're just going to like the second circle of hell. You know what I mean?
Can you imagine like being on a television show and they're like, we all are all going to go on a trip to Indiana.
Gary, Indiana.
Why are we right? Like, why are we here this way together?
But that would be a wild ass like premise. Like, you want me to go where? You want us to do what? That's like The Simple Life. Like when they went to go, but something tells me they were like in Fresno.
You
like,
think that's where they?
Like,
can we hold on? Let's see.
Oh no, Fresno is country.
No. I know,
but
I want to say what locations were they at for The Simple Life? Can we watch that on YouTube?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, they were in
Bakersfield.
The Simple Life, 2003 to 2007. Allentown, Pennsylvania, Altus, Arkansas, Atlantic City, New Jersey. Ooh. Oh, they went back in time. Baltimore. Oh, did they do that? Bayonne, New Jersey, Biloxi, Mississippi. Bluebell, Pennsylvania, Ellicott City, Maryland, Florida, USA, no city. Los Angeles, California, which means they were somewhere rural. Oh no, that's when it was filming like at their cribs and shit. Manhattan, New York City, New York.
Their apartment.
New York City, New York. Like, who lists this like this? Ocean Springs, Mississippi, Round Rock, Texas, Washington, D.C., Wilmington, Delaware, Woodridge, New Jersey. Really? That's where they were?
Some of them are really like, I can see where they would film that. Like, it's real rural and shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, it gets rural. Like, there's rural parts literally of every single state in the entire country. Everywhere has a rural, has a bush. Everywhere has a bush. But
I tell everybody, California, it's the coastal towns. That's what people think about when they think of California. Nobody ever thinks about Ohio, which is in the middle of the state.
Oh, I do. Because I told you I drove that.
You drove
through
it,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Get your gas ahead of time and don't stop.
Okay. Driving while Negro.
Nigga, when we got to, because we stayed in Trinidad, California, when we got to the surrounding areas of that, just trying to navigate with no lights, getting to the cabin.
Yeah, they don't believe in like electricity or.
Y'all think that we have night vision built in? Like, are we cats? Are we rats?
Well, they have possums and shit up there.
Okay, but I'm not a motherfucking. They were like, literal coon. You can see yourself through these woods. No, I can't. No, I cannot. Put some goddamn lights up. But
they also walk around with like lanterns and shit.
Oh, real colonial.
Like in Blair Witch.
Well, we're gonna talk about colonial in a minute. How are you?
Oh, I'm cool. Except for today, the restaurant I ordered from had hair in it. Jones.
The sandwich.
Yes.
That you were so thorough. Oh, you were. I was watching you.
Yeah, I was fucking that up. And then the very last bite, Jade, you know, the one that you, and I don't know if fellow Earth signs do this, but you plan every bite so that you have a specific taste and
Absolutely.
texture.
That's why when somebody takes your, like, don't take my, unless I willfully offer it to you, like, no, I'm good. I'm done, actually. Like, do not touch. Because you don't know, and I eat my food like in the order in which I want to taste the last thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want my fries to be the last thing of this meal. So I have this bite of sandwich left, and come on, man.
Yeah. Like, it was the very last bite. It was a fabulous chicken and brie and grilled onion with bacon. On a toasted ciabatta.
Yeah.
It was fabulous. And it had long ass hair in the very last bite.
They took your joy. Did you report it?
Oh, here's the other problem though. Yes, I reported it. But you know, DoorDash, they give you like, you got to go through hoops and shit because so many people have scammed the system.
I don't.
That you got to send. I know we are, you know, fairly honest people, but you know, there's people who run scams and shit.
No, I'm saying, like, when I have
food.
complaints with DoorDash, I don't have to. All I do is just hit the thing, get help, and I'd be like, they forgot this. They forgot this.
Oh no! See, I had to do like, I don't know if it's because it's food safety, but I had to send pictures. They asked if I had to go to the hospital.
Oh, because that's what it is. Food. It's the food safety shit.
Because I was like, just give me my money.
For this big ass hair in my food.
Yeah, like, I'm fine. I'm explaining everything. You just give me my money. Oh, it's going to take 24 hours to respond. So, you know, I got on social media and changed my avatar to a white man. And I got an email within 5 minutes of me changing my avatar.
Of course, yeah.
People always laugh and try to blow up my spot. But I tell you,
I laugh. I don't try to blow up your spot.
Being white works on the internet, and that's so unfortunate, but it does.
I know.
Like, they be showing, throwing that diversity inclusion shit out the damn window.
Fuck DEI is what they say.
Mm-hmm.
DEI.
But how have you been? You're out and about.
Yes,
technically.
As you are listening to this, because we recorded a week early,
Noise.
Wait, what is that?
I'm sorry, hold on.
Is that a gigapet?
No. No.
Is it dying? Did it poop?
No. That's the actual the AirPods that makes a noise when it's trying to connect to something.
Oh.
I never knew it made a noise. I was like, where the fuck is that noise from? And I hit it when I was moving something.
I saw Bob's Burgers making fun of gigapets. Well, they was making fun of us for liking gigapets because they had Gene have a gigapet. And then Louise was like, that's a toy from the 90s when they didn't have shit to do.
That's not wrong.
It's not, actually.
It's not wrong.
And
I had a couple.
I had a gigapet.
And the couple is because it was, they washed, you put them in your pocket, they get washed. And, what was interesting? Chris Rogers and I had a conversation the other day about, like, how many phones or cell phones you have washed on accident, like it put in your pocket.
0.
I remember like the little Nokia 5590 or whatever, like the small gray one. You're so not gonna casually think about it all the time.
Did accidentally wash Tristan's AirPods.
See.
But that ain't my fault because you're supposed to check your pockets for you. And he was like, "You just took my jeans," and I was like, I gotta buy you another pair of AirPods. I did.
Because them sons of bitches are expensive to replace.
I had to replace
You
them.
might as well buy a new pair, when instead of like with the whole like insurance thing or whatever, just buy a whole new pair.
Oh, I thought you said new hair. I thought you were comparing them to the price of weave. I am not getting him the Scooty bike of AirPods. I'm not doing that.
Apparently, they do really well.
Scooty pods. You want some Scooty Pies for Christmas?
Wait, what are his glasses called?
Raycons?
Shit.
No, that's the headphones.
No, that's the headphones. What are the Zoomy? No, shit. Like we can't Google.
I know.
But tell the people where you are now.
Oh, okay. So where I am as you're listening to this, where I am right now is in Brooklyn. Where I am as you're listening to this, what are they called?
Bunny Eyes.
Bunny Eyes? That's the name of the glasses?
Bunny Eyes Guys Readers.
What is going on?
You get what I'm saying? So when you driving,
it's like the opposite of Wayne.
I'm just saying, they call bunny eyes. Bunny eyes.
You are a comedian.
The
man.
bunny eye glasses. So look, it gets better though. It gets better, fam. So you driving and you like, oh, I forgot I got my bifocals on. Boom.
Wait, does he make frames or readers?
Homie. Hold on.
Wait, is Ray J selling readers at Walgreens?
Yes. Stylish.
I'm going to give me a pair because I need some.
Stylish. Same. They are stylish readers.
Wait, send me the link. I want to look. Send me the link.
See, he understands putting white people on the website. See, he's buying into the stereotype.
Ray J is about his coidadas.
I see. This is first of This is
Our
so
promise.
funny to me.
Unbreakable. Speaking of which, y'all don't message me about that goddamn show no more because I mixed up the details.
They said wrong, damaged Queen Jade.
They were like, you said the trauma in the wrong order. And I'm like, oh, la. Y'all know enough. Let me explain something to y'all. Jay's Corner. Don't message me about no shit that I say, because I don't care. Like, if I say something disrespectful, cool. I don't have no problem being called out in that way. You know what I'm saying? I try my best with that. But if it comes to a detail being mixed up, y'all know I don't remember shit. Don't message me about no shit that I said, because I don't care. Okay. Into Jay's Corner.
Thank you, Nene. Jade leaks. I said.
You calling me a mean moose? You calling me a mean moose?
I didn't call you that. You sounded
Dusty.
like one. I said it call you one.
Dustin, every time I get on his phone, he'd be like, "It's mean Jade." I'm like, "What? I'm not mean, nigga."
You're not mean.
Okay, these
Oh
are
my
shades.
gosh.
Where are the readers? Hold on. Shot.
They're here. They're all the same.
Okay, not.
This is so
Oh, they have
fascinating.
sunglass readers. He thought of everything. Come on, little pink and blue, baby, blue. They got a little Okay, Ray J got the stylish readers.
I'm not mad at him.
I'm finna get me
I'm
the
not mad
Ginny
at him.
Tiltables.
The bunny tiltables are cute too.
Who's the Gracie and Minnie? Who he named these after?
Yeah. These are stylish, but for a particular age crowd, because this is in mall.
And I am a mom, so I'm finna get
Yeah.
those, and I'm about to wear them when I read.
Yeah.
Good job, Ray J.
So you're in Amsterdam.
Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, I'm in Amsterdam. I went to Portugal. I flew into Portugal first, Santana and I, and then stayed there for 2 days and then went to Amsterdam. Or going to whatever, nigga. Like, that's what I'm about to be doing.
Okay.
And it's my first time in the white motherland.
Oh, that's fun. Okay, that's fun.
Yeah.
They invented.
I know. They try to act like they didn't, but they did.
People think it was the British, but no, it was the Spanish and the Portuguese.
Okay, the Portuguese, and also hold on, the Dutch were hateful on their own.
Yeah, they were.
Maybe they was out
they
here
rounded
too.
out the Dusty's child of hate.
Okay,
Yes.
there's a reason Curacao they be speaking, but they try to act like they didn't, which is why they be like, "Oh, we're not homophobic, and we don't hate black people." But y'all was like some OGs in this torturous, hateful ass shit too. Lest we not
Look
forget.
at-
But I'm
look at
finna
South
eat me some
Africa.
frites and some fresh seafood and some. I'm about to do all the European things.
You're gonna have like fruits de mer and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And gonna go on a. What happens in Portugal? I'm an ignorant American, so most of my travel
Same,
comes from watching
same.
Amazing Race.
Yeah.
So I don't know what exactly happens in Portugal outside of historical racism.
I know seafood too. That and seafood.
But the Portuguese people I know are lovely people.
Mm-hmm.
So
we got Cape Verdean family,
yeah,
and that's
see? There you
that
go.
speaks exactly to why do we have Cape Verdean?
Yeah.
Why do they speak Portuguese? Respeto.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm about to eat seafood and learn about more of their hateful shit, and because I'm definitely gonna go on a tour, and I'm gonna eat some frites, and go to some coffee shops. Of course, I'm not gonna act like a wild American in there. Act like you smoked weed before, nigga, when you go out of town. And just have a good time.
Don't you hate that?
Yeah, like why you act like
gotta-
that?
Like when people come here to visit.
Hold on. Okay, let's talk. We're gonna talk about. Let's pay some bills, and then let's talk about some of that.
Okay. Thank you, everybody, for listening each and every week. Make sure you tell a friend, tell an auntie, co-worker sometimes, that we're everywhere. We're an amazing podcast, and you'll get your chuckles in and day out.
Yeah.
If you want to get to where the true mess lives, especially this week, we were spilling some $99 tea, or at least I was, because I was being hateful. On Patreon, but it's $9.99, $9.99. We have a wang dang doodle. I know a lot of people are wondering, like, when they join, and they get charged twice, but now that is no longer a thing. When you sign up, you get that charge once, and you won't get charged until the day you actually signed up. So, awesome, and upgrades there.
Yeah.
Join us on YouTube for free to $99. Subscribe. You get all your 90 Day Fiance the other way recaps. It's a good time there. This week it's a almost 2-hour episode, so strap in.
Oh.
And you can also find the audio versions for free on our Patreon. Read the description box wherever you're listening, because there's gems in there.
Yeah.
Sometimes jokes, sometimes giveaways,
Yeah.
sometimes vital information that will make you a better person. And I think that's about it. Do you have any announcements? I know we're not technically here, but we are here.
I do have an announcement for the time that this comes out. If you haven't already, check out the first episode of the Black Kitchen Series podcast, season 2, brought to you by Heinz, hosted by your girl, Chef Jade of all Jades. So, I'm hosting season 2 of the Black Kitchen Series, where I traveled across the country and I talked to all types of Black people in the culinary and spirit world, doing things with food and drinks in different ways, different innovative ways. And so, it was a project that was a labor of love. I worked with an incredible team. I shouted them out on Getting Grown. I'm gonna shout them out here. Shout out to Devin, where I told you could check out
Devin.
DS Moss of Memento Mori podcast, out since 2015. He was the director of our project. Shout out to Emerald, one of the producers on the the travel side. Shout out to Zay and Fumi, two black girls. Okay, shout out to Big Zay. Zay and Fumi were two of the quintessential moving pieces to this project and advocating for it to get out there and creating it in a very intentional and lovely way. And they're both black women. Fumi is an incredible copywriter. Zay is an incredible producer, and I'm really proud of all of the work that they have put into this. Shout out to Kiana on the art direction, Amin on the sound, Brandon and Luis on the cameras, Danica also on the production camera side, making sure the director on the production side. I don't want to forget anybody, but I'm sure that I have. And shout out to every one of the individuals who I was able to interview. Thank you for allowing us into your spaces and telling us your stories. I really, really had an amazing time with every single person who was involved with this. I have nothing bad to say. So I hope you all check it out. I got my narrator on. Okay, your girl was giving you reading rainbow, with a little zhuzh. Telling you stories, and I hope that you all enjoy it.
Yeah, can't wait. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. It's wonderful. Like Jade said, the little bit of the team that I've met, wonderful people. And can't wait to see the whole thing. So that being said, let's take a breaky break, and we'll be back right after these messages. Hit it. Grammy Award-winning Claude
Jade
Kelly.
pants-wearing Claude Kelly.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
And we're black. Today, it's just, two gals, catching up, chatting.
Yeah, just talking shit. Okay, let's continue our conversation. So, you were about to make a point, and it was going to go into a rant. And I felt it, so I was like, pay the bills first.
Oh, shit, I don't remember.
We're traveling. We're talking about the hateful origins of Europe, being ignorant Americans sometimes.
You know what you forgot to mention last week?
What'd I do?
When you were on spring break and you were supposed to talk about some racist person.
Oh! You raggedy bitch. Hold on. Let me pull up the name of this place. It's called the Beacon something Cafe. Hold on, cause fuck y'all.
See.
Beacon Falls Cafe in Beacon, New York in the Hudson Valley. Okay. So we're at some friend's house. It was like family. And it's their last day of spring break. Our spring break is starting. So we spent a couple days together over the weekend. And then Noah, Tristan, and I were going to move on to an Airbnb so we could spend some more time upstate as a family. So, on the last day, we're like, all right, we'll all go to breakfast together and then we'll part ways. We'll go to Storm King and go to our Airbnb. And, they'll go on about their lives. So we just look up a couple breakfast places in Beacon, and we're like, all right, we'll go here. So we go to this little breakfast place that was only now serving lunch because we were late. It's fairly empty. I want to say there's 2 tables, one wrapping up. So we finally sit, and when I tell you we waited for 10 minutes, 10, okay? I'm not giving you an exaggerated 10 minutes. Nothing. 10 minutes. And nobody came to the table one time to bring water, to nothing. The lady passed us 3-4 times. At one point, Tristan was like, where's the bathroom? That one. Barely acknowledged him. The lady bust 2 tables and still didn't come over to our table. There was nobody there. So finally I was like, come on, y'all, we're not doing this. And I don't do that when we go out to eat. I give people the benefit of the doubt. Had they been busy or we came in a rush, cool. I understand things happen. 10 minutes is crazy regardless. But I was like, but the lady bust. She walked past us multiple times, didn't look at us. to bus tables. It was a white woman with black hair. And then there was a young Latino woman, I believe. She wasn't really the problem, but also nobody came. So, but this lady in particular. So we sit there for 10 minutes and I'm like, we're not doing this. We're not going to support this. We're not going to pay. We're not getting ready to, at this point now, like, there's no justification for you busing 2 tables and walking past and not even acknowledging us when we've been sitting here for 10 minutes with 2 kids. I said, let's go. We all got up to leave. And the young lady goes, are you all leaving? And I said, nobody acknowledged us for the past 10 minutes. And she turns to the white lady and she goes, you see, you didn't even serve them, and now they're leaving. And I said, the Beacon Falls Cafe can go straight to motherfucking hell. And that lady in particular can really eat a dick. Because that was hateful and nasty, and we had 2 kids at the table. And you wanted to be so hateful that you don't even care if 2 children eat.
Damn.
So yeah, fuck her, and fuck them for even, because I know this can't be the first time this lady's done some bullshit like this. It can't be.
Then what you see is what you get. Ha! What you see is what you get. Is what you get. What you see.
Oh, no, absolutely not. I'm sure this is repetitive behavior. How racist do you, because what troubles me, not only about this, just them being racist and, not, kids being hungry and shit, but like, you're willing to choose your ice thin, paper thin morals and beliefs over getting money. Because I know Beacon that's not a rich, like,
No, nor it's also pretty diverse.
Yeah, and it is like, A, it's not the first group of Negroes that's been in there. So like,
that's why I know it's not the first time it's happened.
And 2, I know you need the tips. So,
girl, I have worked in the service industry. I know what's what, and I am not being hateful. But you and I both know what's happening here. You serve paninis, and you work here. And so, therefore, there's a certain level of living that you need to do. And I, like, it's fucked up.
Yeah, I don't, but all of them up in like the Hudson Valley, Terrytown and Westchester County, all those places are just.
Yeah, there's places that are diversified, but there's definitely, lest we not forget that New York is one of the most segregated states that there is in the country.
Absolutely.
And, New York City is one portion of New York State.
Like I said, just like California, New York is the same way. It's New York City, and then there's Arkansas.
And then, exactly. And in addition to that, New York City is segregated as well. I'm not just talking about in terms of living with gentrification. I'm talking about in terms of structure and the original forms of living. And certain parts that you go in are still very segregated. And those communities are those communities, and that's what it is. So just because it's New York City as well, it doesn't mean that segregation does not exist. We have some of the most segregated school systems in the country.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and there are very red portions of New York City or the surrounding, immediate surrounding areas. So, I say all that to say, fuck that lady at the Beacon Falls Cafe.
Yeah, fuck her.
Yeah.
Fuck the Beacon Falls Cafe. They probably serve food with hair in it too.
Oh, most likely. If y'all see a very dark piece of hair, it is her dyed. It is her dyed mane. So Europe.
Yes.
I was nervous to go there because, and I was with some British people the other evening. Shout out to Kalechi of the Say Your Mind podcast. He and I were guests at SOB's last week, and it was a good time.
Y'all got y'all Sunday best on, or and went to in public and
to work.
Yeah.
And so I had to ask, we had to ask some American questions because I've never been to the white motherland. It is a foreign place to me. And I told them, I said, the UK to me as a child consisted of two looks. Everything looked like Peter Pan. I'm not talking about Neverland. I'm talking about where Wendy and them live, them row houses and shit. Or I thought everybody lived in manors on acres upon acres of hilly, foggy land.
Yeah. Like my perception of, over there is everything is like foggy, or has like a haze.
Yeah. It's just.
And everything has like
what I've always been taught.
Like beans. You know what I mean?
So the black folks, the British black folks I was with got us together with them beans. Because I said, y'all know I'm about to ask the grand question.
Are y'all niggas eating beans?
Are y'all niggas eating beans or bread? And they said, all right, okay. That is for poor people.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, oh, okay. They was like, when I was a college student at the uni, or what do they call it when they go to college? They was like, we ate beans on toast and we had no money. So I think beans on toast is the equivalent of like a top ramen.
Or like a cheese toast, like what I had the other day.
Exactly. I think it's one of our struggle meals. Or their struggle meal.
Oh, okay.
But they were like, but
beans.
because it's
Cool.
British, they was like, listen, don't come over here to eat they food. You come over here to eat everybody else's food. And I was like, yeah, okay. Facts. That I can copy. Say less.
Well, yeah. But that's unfair too, because as much shit as I would talk about, and I still talk about British food, I would still want to try a traditional English breakfast. Just like if I was British and I came here, I'd want to try regular, like a hot dog, that type of thing. I would want that experience.
I'm gonna try it. Blood sausage, okay. I'll eat it.
But,
I'll try it.
I mean, it looks gross, but essentially it's kind of all the shit you need in the morning.
Beans,
it's a bunch of protein,
meat, eggs.
Yeah, it's protein and no bread.
Now
and tea.
They said they were going up for some of their things, such as spotted dick.
Excuse me. Hold on.
And that was the thing. I was like,
oh yeah, the shit that they sell at Christmas time.
Spotted dick. It's like a
steamed cake.
A steamed spice cake, essentially, with raisins.
Here we have roast beef and Yorkshire pudding, bangers and mash, and the ever popular spotted dick.
Spotted dick? Dick of what?
These are the bangers. Sausages. The spotted dick is a dessert.
What they call pudding, which is
really just
pudding.
A cake. It's kind of got the same consistency of like that chocolate lava cake, the cakey part from Chili's.
Yeah. It's
like that.
The chocolate molten cake.
Yeah, it's that. So it's just
spotted dick. Who named that?
Let's look up some of the British foods.
Spotted. Okay, so let me look. Hold on.
Okay.
So spotted dick is essentially a fruit cake. Let's get into the etymology, right?
Okay.
Spotted is in reference to the dried fruit in the pudding,
raisins,
which resembles spots. Yeah. So
okay.
Dick and dog were dialectal terms widely used for pudding, from the same etymology as dough, i.e., the modern equivalent name would be spotted pudding. In the 19th century, Huddersfield. In late 19th century Huddersfield, for instance, a glossary of local terms described dick, plain pudding. If with trickle sauce, treacle dick. So
we about to tell niggas to give me some of that plain pudding?
Yeah. Give me that plain pudding, nigga. How big is your pudding?
How big is your plain pudding?
How big is your pudding pop? Ooh, 7 inches. That'll do.
Because I don't want no spotted. I don't want
I don't want no spotted. I know.
Okay, what's some of the other foods? Even though I'm not going to the UK right now, I am eventually going to go.
I don't know. British food. Hold on. Let's see.
Because they told me about something with a sausage or a hot dog inside of another steamed bread, something baked with stuff.
Okay, let's look. Okay, there's Yorkshire pudding.
Okay, your Yorkshire pudding. Don't they make that sometimes on
Yeah.
British Bake Off?
It's puffy. Why do they keep calling pudding when it's not pudding? So what is what is the shit that we have?
Because
then
we
that-
like they call like cookies are biscuits, and we call and biscuits are scones.
biscuits, which is so funny. I'm eating a fabulous peach scone.
Oh, it's a good one. It's not all dry.
No, but scones are supposed to be dry on the outside and really tender in the middle.
Right. That's what I meant. It's not all dry.
Oh yeah, no. It's fabulous.
Okay.
Toad in the hole.
I think that's the sausage inside the. What is that?
It's sausage inside bread.
Baked,
Like-
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
what-
a
that's
corn
what it
dog,
was.
but like a deconstructed corn dog.
Okay, that's the what?
Or
that's-
deconstructed pigs in a blanket.
That's what Chrissy asked them about yesterday. Was the toad in the hole? Okay. And what else they got? I know bangers and mash. That's sausage and potatoes.
Yeah.
Is-
Jellied eels. I guess they
What?
jelly eel and they eat jellied eel.
What's that like? Gefilte ill?
There's nothing more British than a pot of jellied eels, and for hundreds of years they were our favourite fast food snack. But now they're so unpopular, the wild eel fish industry is in danger of dying out altogether.
No. That's disgusting. They're slimy. I'll probably be sick.
It sounds like it to me because gefilte fish is just gelled fish or jellied fish.
Jellied white fish.
Yeah.
Okay, what else they got?
Shepherd's pie.
All right, yeah, we know that. Okay, keep going.
Scotch eggs.
What is that?
Oh, that's when you have a boiled egg and you encase it in sausage and you deep fry it.
Wait, hold on. Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Okay. So a boiled egg.
Mm-hmm. And then you take pork sausage and you mold it around it like ground pork sausage.
Oh,
You
ground
put it
pork.
around
Okay,
it.
around a boiled egg, raw.
And then, the sausage is raw, yes, but the egg is cooked. And then you coat it in, egg wash flour.
Okay.
Or breadcrumb, whatever breading you choose.
Okay.
And then you deep fry it.
Okay. What is that called? Let me see that. Hold on. What's that called?
A Scotch egg.
Scotch
Yeah.
egg.
I've had that before.
Oh, okay.
It's not bad.
I mean, it doesn't sound bad. It just.
I had it. They sell it at. I went to that British pub, Black Swan.
Yeah. On decal.
On Classen. Classen.
I mean,
wanna say-
on Bedford. I mean.
Yes, on Bedford. And they had it. I was like, oh, okay, sure.
Okay. What else?
Ooh, trifle. I like trifle. A traditional English trifle.
What is that?
It's a dessert. It's with it's like a layered dessert. So it's like lady fingers.
Wait, did we make
jam,
trifles?
Whipped cream. I'm sure you made one in culinary school because it's one of those like.
Oh
Traditional.
no, we didn't make. This probably would have fallen in. We did like more tarts and things instead. We did cakes as well, but I see what's happening. Okay, what else?
There's fish and chips, which we all eat and love.
Yeah.
There's steak and kidney pudding,
I do know that. I'm good.
which is just beef and
Kidney beans.
other portions of animal and beans and carrots and whatever, and stuff into a little pastry.
Yeah, that I knew. I'm good.
And then there's something called Christmas pudding.
What's that?
I don't know.
Hold on.
It's just a mound of black shit with white shit over it.
Christmas pudding.
With just a few days to go to Christmas, we're very busy here in the kitchen. I've mostly been making the Christmas puddings and the Christmas mince pies. So far, I've put in the flour and the breadcrumbs, the suet and the apples. Now I need to put in the dried fruit. And then we'll add the sugar.
Our UK listeners are going to flip and say this is awful and we're disrespecting them.
No, we're trying to identify what's
I
what.
understand. Yeah, okay.
If somebody sat there and was like, what's a corn dog? What's a chili dog?
Yeah.
What's a Frito pie? Right. We don't know.
We eat them shit.
Like,
delicious.
what's a chicken nugget? I don't know.
Who knows?
But it has to have chicken in it because it says it.
America.
I'm like, this ain't no British slander. We trying to understand. Cross the diaspora here.
We try to get on common ground.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's been like they're hating us.
Yeah.
They're like fuck a black American. I'm like, damn nigga, what we do? We ain't asked for this shit, nigga. They be like, y'all don't know shit about shit. Y'all don't know shit about yourselves. You have no ancestors. You have no home. You all are the orphans of humans. I'm like, and you hate us for that? What's the problem here? And how pray tell do you think that you got where you are? It's just a question.
You know, I think people.
Why are we warring right now when we this is two sides of the same coin?
Yeah.
I just
no one ever goes that far to think ahead to have that kind of common sense.
No.
You know, because it's like, well, why are we beefing? You see how racism does? It tears us apart because it's a distraction and provides things just like that. They have us believe. They have our own folks believing these erroneous beliefs about who we are as people.
Yeah, and it sounds the fuck crazy, but it's not that difficult. Like, I don't know what makes you think that your roots didn't come on the same ship and make a couple different stops on the train. I'm just trying to figure out where this is getting lost in history. And somehow, you know, we keep catching the blame for it. So, I mean, when you stop and start thinking of stuff like that, just even talk about this British food. Y'all know damn well black people did not come up with this. I don't care where the fuck you from. Black people did not come. Even the black British people I was talking, they was like, girl, that's they food, girl. Like, that's
oh, yeah, like
food.
I'm reading this thing about haggis.
Oh, haggis, yes. Mm-hmm.
Haggis. It is.
That's Irish, right?
Scottish. So it's sheep lungs, liver, and heart.
It's like a sheep hot dog, but not
boiled,
hot dog.
Yeah, and mixed with spices, onion, and oats, and all of it's boiled in a sheep's stomach.
Mm-hmm. It's like a sheep hot dog.
What am I?
Well, offhand, I'd say you're the heart, lungs, and liver of a sheep boiled in its own stomach.
Or how, like, when they cook that chicken in, like, the balloon, when it's really a stomach.
Yes.
Not coq au vin, but
one of those things you learn that you're never ever going to cook again.
Yeah, because I'm like, those old stuffy French recipes that are no one ever orders or puts on a modern menu.
Like when we had to make. I can't even remember the name at this point. It was basically where you take. It was in our charcuterie portion of our. It was in the charcuterie module, and so essentially we had to cure meats and like do all the things for the cured meat that goes on a proper charcuterie board. So a lot of these are like old traditional things that you may not make again. Some things yes, but some things no. Rillettes, things like that. But then we made this. We took you take a whole chicken with the skin, and you got to debone and all that, flatten it out, and then you take the chicken out of it and you prepare it in a certain way. But I'm giving you a real super truncated version. Put it all together, blah, blah, blah. Mix it together with some filler and things like that. Meat filler, that is a protein that you add, that sometimes they'll add to like lunch meat and things like that, which is why you'd be wondering, like, why is this so perfectly this way? Because there's some protein filler in there to kind of...
What is that made out of?
Protein, enzymes and things. So animal enzymes and, things put together to fill. And then you put all that back in the chicken skin and you roll it up, and then you have to tie it, get it all secure, all wrapped in this chicken skin with these protein filled in, and then let that set, and then you boil it, and then you take it out, and then you sear it, and then you cut it, and it's these rounds with this mix of whatever pistachio and whatever else you did as part of the filling. But yeah, and it's I learned this, and yet I probably will never make this again. Now, granted, does it mean can I do it? Yes. Was it cool to learn? Sure. But I'll never practically ever make that again.
I hope you don't.
I don't intend.
Oh, shit.
And it wasn't bad in the end, but it was I'm literally never, and this is old world, Middle Earth, white people, white culinary shit, where it's this shit was popping in whatever the fuck time that y'all made this shit. It
feudalism.
Was right, innovation. When y'all was still, I don't know, halfway eating other humans or whatever. But I'm never making this shit again. So, am I braiding salmon? No, but I'm not making this shit either.
No. Let's take a break, and we'll be back with more. Hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
He was tracking the whole significance of certain bloodlines going back into Mesopotamia. We met at sort of a same point, and that was that in Mesopotamia, that all of the Anunnaki were supposed to be reptilian.
And we're back talking about Europe and food and things. Are you going to enjoy any of the that's what we were about to make a point about how I said when people come to California and because act like they've never had weed before. And so they come here and have a wang dang motherfucking doodle.
Yeah, or how niggas go to New Orleans and they're like, Bourbon Street, oh my God, I get to be an asshole because I'm on this block.
Yeah. It doesn't work that way. Just because, and that's also when people go on vacation, I hate, because they feel like they get to be somebody else and I don't have to worry about morals or scruples or anything. I'm on vacation. Woo! No.
You still have to live with yourself, beloved.
Yeah, you do. You do. And it's hard enough as it is.
That's why they compartmentalize, create different people, start talking in the third person, acting like they Tamar, because they said, this gives me the license and registration to do this.
Yes.
Nigga, I'm not finna...
Pop.
I'm not about to go up in these coffee shops. I'm going in here to have a blunt and buy some weed and have some coffee at the same time. Sounds like a dream. There's nowhere here that sells coffee and weed at the same time.
No.
They do sell coffee and weed at the same time, right?
I believe they do, yes.
Well, I guess I'll find out.
Yeah, and if not, then I feel like you can go one place and right next door get something else. And
now, I mentioned this before. In all honesty and vulnerability, yes, I was nervous. And I fully understand the logic of most everybody speaks English, but I don't expect that. And so as a person, even at this very large age, who has never been to that part of the world, especially because I'd laugh and joke and say it's the white motherland, and it is. Like, this is the I asked just to confirm. I already knew. I was like, we know the history of the world. We know who the indigenous people are of different parts of the world. We know about the shit in New Zealand. We know about Australia and the Aboriginals. We know about the Americas. We know about South America. We know about this, that, Canada, all that. Obviously, the continent of Africa and the various parts in which we are the original humans. We was kings.
We was all kings and queens. Nobody was regular. There was no plumbers. We all came
everybody was royalty. So, but when I was with British people, I was like, so just to be clear, I just want to make sure I confirm this. The indigenous people of Europe are, and they were like, oh, the Vikings and the Neanderthals. And I was like, that's what I thought. And so I just say all that to say, not some of my butterflies have come from never forgetting that they are the Osirises of this shit in different ways. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why Jamaica has a town called Ocho Rios. There's a reason why Trinidad has Port of Spain. There's a reason why there is a Spanish town in most places. There is a reason they speak Dutch in Curacao. There is a reason they speak Portuguese in Cape Verde. And so forth and so on. And we could probably go on for multiple episodes about this. So that is just where some of my hesitation. So I appreciate your reassurances, but that was where some of my hesitation came from in visiting. But also, in living in this current world, I did go to culinary school. I did learn some shit that I actually liked, and it's some shit that originated over there, and I'm excited to go to different places and try that out. Do I have some ghosts? Oh, no, I already talked about those. Do I have some ghosts that are from different European countries? Yes.
Okay, then. Okay.
Some may call them ancestors ghosts, but
I gotcha.
But so yes, I'm excited. My parents have had a blast in Italy multiple times. I can't wait to try an actual authentic croissant. Like, there's shit that I'm looking forward to, but that's just a little honesty for y'all.
Europe has played a significant role in the story of hominin evolution. Today we will be talking about the prehistory of Europe with a focus on the arrival of our species and their effect on the modern inhabitants of Europe.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I have been total jump on subject change because I did something earlier and it was funny.
Okay.
I've been on ChatGPT. I'm just fooling around, seeing what it'll do.
I don't like it.
It's AI and it's going to steal jobs, but let me tell you something. It has made some sense to me. Like, I asked it to make me a budget, and when I tell you, I gave it very specific instructions, and it gave me a fabulous budget to live on. So I'm like, I'm going to try to implement it. So whatever. But I asked it to describe Jaden XD podcast. Right?
Oh.
So I'm going to read it to you.
I can't wait to see which part is the hints.
So, Jaden XD is a podcast hosted by two best friends, Jaden XD, who discuss various topics related to pop culture, relationships, mental health, and social issues. The show has a conversational tone, and the hosts often share personal stories and experiences to give context to their discussions. So that doesn't sound too bad.
Where's the hands?
Jade and XD have a great chemistry on the show, and their humor and banter make the podcast entertaining and engaging. They also bring a unique perspective to the topics they cover, as they are both Black women living in the United States.
There's the hands!
And that's today's episode. Black women living in the United States. We're just two Black women living in the United States.
We are two Black women living in the United States. Yo, if they called you a white woman, I would not be any good. I would be. What if they said hosted by one Black woman and one white woman of color? Oh God. Oh my God. It's always, I told you, Asante played us that fucking AI Rihanna singing Cuff It, and it's always something that lets you know that it's AI. It is always at least one thing that it can't get right. It apparently runs are one of them. And it sounded just like Rihanna would sound if she was singing Cuff It until it got to this particular part. It was like, oh shit! There's the hands! There's the hands.
Yeah, they be having, there was when they had Whitney Houston singing Mariah Carey's My All, and it was all hands and extra fingers.
See?
I was like, oh.
I'm scared for when they get the hands right.
And they're starting to. The problem is and now it's like, now I can't look at the hands. Now I look at the clavicle.
You look at the clavicle.
Mm-hmm. Or they give you some random stupid picture like that Black Chinese
family.
Self-hated. Yeah. We was kings.
We was
like,
kings.
This was deep.
We was kings in Shanghai.
Like anything to posture yourselves up and make us feel better about who you are as a Black person.
Crazy. Like my ancestors are from Hong Kong. Because we was.
Yeah, like it's okay to be regular. Like everybody's so focused on being Black and excellent. Let's focus on just being Black. You know, the excellent is already built right in.
I'm cool. I'm cool on that. Same thing. Like same thing with legacy. You know,
generational wealth. Oh my gosh, I gotta build a legacy. No, not all of you niggas need to.
No. Sometimes things got to fall off.
Like a bad credit.
What? It's like, oh, the train stops here.
Yeah, 7 generations later, fall off the report. Okay.
It's not lost on me when certain people be like, nobody in my family. And I'm like, Spirit
That's
said,
the spirit
natural
telling you.
selection.
Two Black women in the United States.
Two Black women in the United States discussing various topics and subjects with unique perspectives. Woo, shit. Oh my God. Oh, AI. AI, if you ain't gonna do nothing else, you gonna make me laugh. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Goodness.
Oh.
We can end it here.
Yeah. We didn't have a plan. We just wanted to make sure that you all got something a little fresh. I will come back with a fresh perspective on my actual experience when I return. In the meantime and in between time, you can catch a bunch of content on Patreon. We will be behind just 1 week of 90 Day Fiancé and Love After Lockup. Perhaps we might not, friend. There might be a way.
Okay.